From cell blocks to classrooms, from courts to the street, designing programs where real people meet, community centers and facilities too, building bridges that carry us through. 50 states traveled, a map full of skies, showing how to journey with wide open eyes. Workshops and pages, your wisdom in ink. When the world needs mending, you help it rethink. Host of Just Jacks, we lift every voice. Re-entry with dignity, give people a choice. Restorative justice, repair what was torn. Conflict resolution, new trust can be born. Family reunification, bring loved ones back. Hosting Just Jacks, we stay on that track. Host out. When the lights fade low, the mission stays bright. Re-entry with dignity, we step toward the light. Restorative justice in motion, hearts reconnect. Conflict resolution with courage and respect. Family reunification, we open the door. Host of Just Jacks, keeping the circle square.
We did it last Monday in January. How the heck did we even get here, guys? I swear it was just the other day. I was like, did we really make it to 2026? Guys, I appreciate y'all being here. What a night I got in store for you. I am going to babble for a couple minutes and then I'm just going to sit back and twiddle my thumbs because the gentlemen tonight are just going to take it all over. They can do it all. Not even a problem. They were both probably my two earliest guests ever to get backstage. They just been chilling. How awesome is that? I mean, seriously, I get some of the absolutely best guests on here. So grateful, so thankful. Already see some amazing people in the audience. John Werner, thank you so much for being here. Christine, I'm so glad you were able to make it. My girl Jane from California and her bestie, well, my bestie, her babe, Theodore is here. I'm so excited. They actually made it early. She's always so great, but she is not always on time because she's 3 hours behind me. Isn't that crazy? Charles and Christy, oh my gosh, Leanna, thank you so much for being here. David Causey, as always, first in the house. You gotta love that. You gotta love it when you actually have people that care enough to come back week after week to support you, because it takes a lot of work behind the scene, but what it really takes is it takes people to have courage to want to come on a live show. It's different doing a recording. It's also different when you're the host or the hostess. But when you come on as a guest, you are literally putting your reputation on the line of who's going to be there. So when we have great people in the comments, like Kenny inviting 1 million people, I see Leslie Flowers in the house. When we have people that support, you are actually helping elevate the people that come to stage. And I don't do this just because I like to talk, because I can do that anywhere, right? But the more we get to know other humans, the safer the world is, the nicer it is, the closer we get. Because I tell you, I grew up in a tiny town, so tiny. I've always lived in the same county in Michigan, and it's not super diverse. It is not full of culture and a whole bunch of stuff like a lot of cities and a lot of communities are. And so we tend to see the same type of people. I know people that I've known for almost 50 years now. I have seen their kids grow. I've seen their sisters or brothers, all the things. And when we get to a global stage like LinkedIn, like YouTube, like Facebook, it makes you realize how much better the world is when you have not just diversity, but you have people that are bringing themselves with their lived experience to you, and you get to learn and you get to grow from there. So I see a bunch more people are joining the comments. Thank you. Keep these up. Get some comment or questions ready for these two amazing gentlemen because they're awesome. As we're talking about global stage and trying to really encourage people to support each other and to hype people, guys, the world is a crappy place right now. I am talking the US, I'm talking countries all over. There's so much anger. There is so much anger. In the history of America, we've been pretty crappy to fellow humans, especially if they have brown or black skin, especially if they're not rich enough, especially if they don't live in certain communities. We got to stop that. We are one kind. We are human. We have one earth. Guys, it's getting smaller by the day. It's getting smaller by the day. We have to figure things out. And coming to an event just like this, reading people's books, supporting their business, learning about fellow humans is absolutely one of the ways we can do that. And that's why you're here. At least I hope you're here. So a couple cool things I have coming up is this Wednesday, I'm actually going to be on the other side of the camera. Well, same camera, I guess, just different voice. Leah Garcia, the amazing, wealthy woman of, oh my gosh, she just knows everything financial that I just wish I could know. I'm going to be her guest on Wednesday at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And it's going to be a totally different financial discussion because, I mean, I have to do numbers all day long with my role at my nonprofit. But it's not my favorite thing. But I am talking about, because on the side, I also do romance coaching, and I help people with their dating world and their relationships, because even though I've crashed and burned 5 million times in that area, I want to help people and I want them to grow. And one of the reasons people are evil to other humans is because they're not happy up here. And usually they're not happy with themselves because of who they're surrounding themselves with. Sometimes it's family, but sometimes it's the people that they choose to be around, dating or relationships. And we want to reduce that. So we're going to be talking about how the people you spend time with, especially in relationships, can actually impact your income or lack thereof. And then Damien and I were back with Wishful Wednesday, guys. We have 2 dates for the coming months. We will be doing the last Wednesday in February and the last Wednesday in April. Wishful Wednesday is another opportunity to get to know people, to get support people, to really care about fellow humans and lift people up in a way that isn't about fame. It's not about trying to get them to pay you something. It's really about caring. And so we're super excited about that. Because if you don't know, that's how Damien and I started. We're in the audio events. Well, we were friends before, but we started in the audio events. Now he is co-host with the 2350 Network. He puts on these 2 amazing conferences with Dr. Tanya Farron. And he does a live show with her every Sunday at 7, most Sundays. And then once the audio event stopped, we stopped doing shows consistently. And now we're back to trying to make sure that we're at least every 2 to 3 months with Wishful Wednesday. So check out my page. I posted all the events there. You can check those out anytime. Feel free to do that. Guys, people are freezing in the United States, almost every state. I know Michigan for sure. What was it? Friday? We were colder than Alaska, guys. Colder than Alaska. There are places on the East Coast that haven't seen this much snow maybe ever. Texas had some ice and some frost and some snow in certain places. I saw Tennessee was having crazy amount of ice in certain areas. Horrible car accidents, horrible freezing, people that are unhoused that are just not able to find shelter right now. We got a lot going on. So without further ado, I want these 2 gentlemen to come up and warm us up, because we're freezing, we're miserable, we're having a lot of stress. We need some smiles, we need some support, we need some heat, right, guys? Are you ready? Okay. They were such gentlemen behind stage. They're like, oh, I don't care if I go first or you go first. I'm like, guys, you can't do this to me, right? Yeah. So we are bringing the amazing Jesse Hernandez on stage. Are you guys ready for him? Because I'm ready for you to see him. Here he comes.
Oh, what is going on? Man, talk about an intro.
I can talk a lot, can I?
I love it. I like, because it's just, I mean, number one, it flows, it clicks, there's purpose to it. So keep it going, girl.
Aw. Now you know what you're in for when you have me on your podcast.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to be interviewing now. Like, oh, okay. I'm just going to have to ask like 2 or 3 questions and you got the rest of it.
I do tend to talk. Jesse, oh my gosh. I am like, we were just talking behind stage. Why haven't we ever had a phone call? No Zoom meetings. We've never been on each other's shows, but we're forever linked.
Oh, yeah. Thanks to Miss Nicole. Yeah. You know, I got to own that. I'm kind of a Scrooge sometimes. And so I get committed to things like, okay, I'm going to do that thing. And I'm like, I really would love to reach out to people, but I know I'm not gonna, and I just didn't. So that it's all on me for not taking the initiative. But here we are. So it kind of counts.
You know, Jesse, and that's the thing. Sometimes things are meant to be when they're meant to be. And maybe it wouldn't have been as natural, or maybe we wouldn't have had as much energy if we would have forced it back then. But I got to tell you, you know, I searched through your LinkedIn for the picture to put on our event page, because when you look at little your little baby face on the back cover, Jesse. You don't look like who you are there. When I look through your LinkedIn, I'm like, every freaking picture of him looks like a totally different human. And you're always with other people in the pictures. I'm like, he can change his look more than anybody I know.
Yeah, right now I'm growing out the hair, going for my cult leader look here in the near future. You got to keep it fresh.
I love it. I love it so much. Jesse, you started, gosh, I can't even remember how many weeks ago it was. You have a newsletter, and that's every week, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And oh my gosh, you guys got to follow Jesse. You got to subscribe to his newsletter because he drops the knowledge. I mean, every time I think it's about to end, he just drops more information and more information. It's amazing. I actually started my first newsletter yesterday. It's so tiny compared to yours. I mean, it's like this much. But I'm like, I got to do it. But a couple of weeks ago, I realized, and I don't know exactly what date it was, Jesse, but Jesse started shouting out the Just Jackson Guest Show in his newsletter. Like,
yes.
How cool is that?
Yes. Well, I mean, similar to you, LinkedIn is amazing, right? It's a beautiful place to let people know if they like this kind of crazy, they can find me. But I gotta put myself out there. I gotta signal to the world who I support, the type of people that I'm down to get behind and contribute in any way I can. And I saw your live stream pop up one evening and I got to listen. I was like, oh my God, she just the energy, right? I didn't listen to the whole thing, but like nothing but positivity, but super high energy. And I said, I'm going to put this in the newsletter because I like to highlight my people, right? If they're doing live streams and stuff. And so I threw you in there. And then I think that kind of led down the path because I saw you doing it consistently. That led down the path to us connecting and here we are. So yes.
I love it. And that's one thing that I want to make sure people know is that people are watching you.
Yep.
Even if they're not liking, commenting, reposting. And it's not like a stalker. I mean, there are that things too. And we don't want those creepy stalker things. But there are people watching you to decide, am I willing to put my name behind what you stand for?
Yeah.
And some people move very slow with that. I have jumped in before and I've given recommendations and then it's blown up in my face, And so I am trying to do more of that. Okay, I really like what I'm seeing right now, but I need to make sure that that's legit. And it's not just that facade, like, oh, I'm so perfect and then you're not type of a thing. So I love that you just were meant to see when you were meant to see, and now you're on stage. So when I start my show, I like to ask 3 questions to the guests. It kind of gets the people that are watching, whether they're in the comments right now, like there's so many new people. I can't wait to see more people's comments, or people doing the replay. They deserve to know about you, how they can get a hold of you, all this stuff. But first they need to know you as a human, Jesse. So 2 things. I know you're a business leader. You do these conferences in front of a gazillion people. You know probably more stuff about construction and all the mechanical things that I never want to know about. But just pick 2 things that you are proud of that you have accomplished or that you have done.
Yeah, that's a heavy question. And I want to start with, there was a time where I struggled to be proud of anything. And so the number 2 things, well, I'll start with the first one. The number 1 thing that I'm proud of is my sobriety. I am 9 years and what are we in January?
Yep.
7 months. 9 years and 7 months sober. And I'm proud of it because, had it not been for me getting on that path and staying on the path, I wouldn't be connected to you. I was a black hole of need when I was in my addiction, and I didn't care about people. I didn't invest any time in listening to people unless I was going to use them and take from them. And so, transforming my life, the way I lived, has created an amazing path for me to connect with amazing people, and more importantly, or more profoundly, like identify the gifts and talents that I've been blessed with and share them. And it's just been super, super amazing. It takes work. I'll say the first couple years, there was a lot of introspection, a lot of conviction, just really coming to terms with how I was living and how that was eating me up and tearing me apart. Now it's like way less friction. I get to, like I said, I get to spend the majority of my time sharing the gifts and talents that I've been blessed with, and it's because of my sobriety.
That is so cool.
Thank
So
you.
cool. I was actually supposed to be in a board meeting tonight because I'm actually on the board of one of our local recovery agencies, and our weather is so bad and so many people were sick, they bumped it to next week. But there's very few people anymore that don't realize how powerful it is to talk about sobriety. You know, it used to be you didn't talk about your addictions, you didn't talk about recovery, you didn't talk about any of the things at all. And now it's almost like if you don't, you're missing out. You know, you sharing that with us just on stage for the minute you talked about it may have a trickle down where you never know when somebody's willing to put down their substance of choice because they realize Jesse did it so long ago. Thank you for hearing that.
That's part of like the sobriety deal, right? I wrote a book that has a whole bunch of stories, and they're the missteps that I made in my life, and it kind of cover the whole, you know, all my arrests and all my this is the first time I've been sober. I've done it a couple times, but the purpose for the book, or the instigation, I'll say, came from a friend. I was talking to him. Thank you, John. I was sharing my story with him as a colleague, and he's like, Jess, you got to write a book. So what are you talking about? And he says, man, I gave up on a family member because they're in trouble again. They're in trouble with the law and they're getting out. And I just said, this fool's just going to keep doing it. He's like, but I can see the way you're living, and you've been through exactly what he's done. And you're on the other end of it. He's like, and you gave me hope. And I was going to give up on him. It's like, you have to share your story. I'm like, damn it. Okay.
Twist.
Yeah, twist. But to your point, I mean, and that's the whole point, right? Is it's like trust. It's like respect. It's like love. You got to give it away to keep it, right? And so I have to share, and I got to let people know so that when people are struggling, maybe they need somebody to talk to. Hey, DM me, hit me up. Like I can't solve your life, but I understand, and we can talk through it. And there is a way out. And I feel like that's one of my duties here, is to be living proof of what's possible to come through and beyond the self-destructive behavior and so forth. So yeah, it's a responsibility and it's a pleasure.
That is amazing. Oh, that was pretty intense, but that was just one thing you're proud of. Give me one more thing.
So the other thing, and this one's got a little story to it. So the other thing, it was the first time I ever stopped and said, I am proud of myself. And this was way back when I had a real job. I came up as a plumber. I was working for a mechanical contractor at the time. And I started a high school internship program, which meant high school kids that were like still in high school. I cut through all the red tape and made sure we're like in line with all the child labor laws and stuff. And we were able to get the kids to work on the summer in plumbing, piping, and sheet metal so that they could figure out after they graduated if they wanted to come back and work for us. And that evening, we had kind of the lodge where we brought the parents in and we said, okay, these are the 6 kids we're selecting. And we did the orientation and, the whole thing. We're getting them started. At the time, I had a suspended driver's license. Oh, yeah. And so my mode of transportation was the bus, the public transportation, and my bike. And so I'm getting home late, like 10:30, 11 o'clock, because, after the ceremony was in the evening, and I had to catch the bus and and I'm riding my bike up like the last leg to the house. And I remember just being flooded with emotion and saying to myself, I'm proud of you. Like, you really did a good thing. And it was ultimate amazing. And there's a bunch of other stuff, but that one thing was the first time I ever felt pride from me for me. And I'm grateful that you asked that. I hadn't thought about that in a long time.
I'm grateful that you acknowledge that, because so many of us as humans are encouraged to do more, do better, do faster, keep up with these people, do better, do better. You're never going to get farther. And that messes this up. And that's one of the reasons we lead to addiction and we get in trouble and we do all the things. Why can't we teach every single kiddo before they even get to kindergarten? I don't care if you're the neighbor, you're the daycare provider, the doctor, whatever. You are amazing and human and vital, and you deserve to be proud of yourself. Can you imagine the less trauma and the less violence and anger we would have?
Yeah. The self-loathing, right? The self-loathing alone. Oh my God. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, food's been my addiction my whole life because those cookies aren't going to yell back at me.
Yep.
They are. So I appreciate you so much. Okay, no matter your degrees and all these cool businesses and books and all the cool stuff, we always got to keep learning. Otherwise, this gets mushy and it doesn't like to be mushy. What's one thing you're willing to share with everybody that you're still learning about or still growing in?
Yeah, restraint. I think, this year, I a few years back, I switched to like one word, like what is the guiding word, the guiding principle for the year. And so this year, my word is filter. Last year was stabilize. The relationship between the two is I get ideas and I'm an addict. I don't put illegal stuff into me anymore and I don't dilute my feelings like I used to, but I have hyper obsessive behavior. And so I get ideas and I want to do everything and I overcommit and I take on more. And what do? I sacrifice my sleep. I sacrifice my exercise. I sacrifice myself. And so what I'm working on and have been where I've gotten good at it, I'm getting a lot better. But it's the primary focus this year and it's filter. And so what that means is there's a lot of things that I'm involved in and working on and projects and stuff that I have going on. But by the end of the year, I'm going to be selecting, maybe cutting some things off or making things smaller and combining them. Now, what that requires is for me not to start new stuff. And that's the challenge. And so that's really what I'm working on is like the discipline to just keep doing the things and producing them to a level to verify whether they're bringing value to people's lives or not. And if they're not, I'm going to transform them or chunk them. The downside is I can't start any new stuff. So that's the challenge.
When you have a mind that has so much creative energy and the drive and the passion to do good things, it's hard to say, I do got to slow down. I do need to take care for myself. And we need to schedule in those times to do the exercise, to do maybe I just need to reflect, do some meditation. Maybe I need to call up an old friend. Maybe I need to do this because taking on things sometimes make us feel like we got that good pat on the back or gives us that dopamine release for a minute. And then we're freaking exhausted. And then we feel guilty because we didn't finish all the things we wanted to. I think our brains are the exact same, Jesse.
Yeah, we are on the same vibe.
Well, I hope filter is a wonderful word for you. And I am going to be checking back in with you to see if you are slowing down a little bit, my friend. You got that?
Please.
Okay.
Yes.
Last question for me before I turn it over to you to be able to talk about some things about your business or ways people can connect or other things you want people to know is if you could travel anywhere right now, doesn't matter where, how much, it doesn't matter how much you're putting everything on hold. Where would you go right now?
I would, this is just me being me. I would travel back there's a couple of people that I've lost in my life that I never told them how I felt about them. Mm-hmm. And so if I could travel anywhere, I would travel back to just tell them precisely how I felt about them. That's where I would go and that's what I would do.
So I've been doing this show every single Monday night since April of last year. I have not taken a break, even if I've been sick, even if I was traveling. Nobody has ever said that they would travel backwards. Maybe I never gave them permission to go outside of the boundaries, but look at you go. And I think when you say that, I'm like, oh shit, I was going to say Thailand or something warm and fun and stuff. And I'm like, man, I should probably travel there too now. Boy, have we needed to go back and make amends sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, that's it right there. I mean, going, visiting, traveling, that's fun. I can do that. But it's more the things that I really can't, like that missed opportunity. Wow, thank you, man. Everybody's being super awesome.
I got great people, don't we? I mean, they showed up for you and Willie J because they know if so there are very few times I bring people to the stage that I've never really met or anything. My one thing is just respect people. You know, you don't have to own a business. You don't have to be a #1 pop star like the person in a few minutes that's coming to stage. You can be your own true self, come up here, hype yourself. But when I started talking about you guys, they're just like, oh my gosh, Jesse's coming to stage. Willie J's coming. I'm like, yeah, they are.
Well, I'm sitting in high cotton right now. I'm enjoying this.
I love it. Jesse, I'm going to turn it over to you for a minute. What do you want to make sure the people that are listening today, the people that are going to tune in by replay, get to know about you, your business, your anything? If you want to go back after you're done, put any links to your business, your books, anything like that, you feel free. But go ahead and take the mic, my friend.
I will. Thank you, Miss Jax. You know, the one thing that I need everybody out there in the Omniverse to know is that I am a selfish servant. I want to share my gifts and talents in service to others. My favorite thing to do is escort or introduce people to themselves, right? To get them to take different steps to embrace who they are, and take the scary steps, right? To take action on those callings that they've had in the back of their mind forever, but haven't for whatever reason. And so if anybody's looking for an escort to kind of go along the path of self-discovery, I'm here. You know, my business, I'm a coach, consultant, trainer, primarily focused in the construction space, just because that's who I know, right? Those are my people. I've been in the industry since high school, since back in 1995. But ultimately, my main purpose is to serve people and support people. And the reason, you know, the whole selfish servant thing is important to me is because I want to make damn clear. I don't want people to think that I'm just this altruistic guy that's super nice and super handsome. I serve because it keeps me alive. Like I have to share my gifts and talents to stay sober. And I also know, and I think this is true for everybody, is when we embrace our gifts and talents and share them with the world, not only does it create massive opportunity and massive waves of positivity and growth for the people around us, but it also reveals new gifts and talents that you can develop and nurture and grow and further serve your community. And so that's really what I want to say to folks. You know, I do some time management workshops. I do all kinds of goofy stuff, podcasts. If you want to listen to the podcast, well, maybe we'll just wait till we release your episode, Jackson. We'll send them the link for that. Yeah, I got a lot of junk going on, but none of it matters if I'm not serving people, if I'm not contributing to the quality of life that people are experiencing. And so that's why it was a super exciting invitation to come up here and be with you and Willie J and the rest of the folks in the chat, is because it was clear to me that you're my kind of people, girl, and you're going to put me in front of more people that are my kind of people. And so, you know, if my flavor of crazy is your flavor, let's be connected. Please find an excuse for me to contribute to your path. Hit me up and we'll figure it out. Like that's the deal. If you need some help, want some direction, I've had my hands in so many damn things. It's crazy. I screw up a lot. And so what that means is I've learned a lot. And so if you're looking for any insight on whatever, I'm happy to talk. I'm happy to share. Again, the whole thing is if you give me the opportunity to serve, you're feeding me. That's what I need to stay alive. That's what I'm here for.
I love that so much. I do love how we said we're going to try to do that filter and slow down. And you're like, call me out. I want to do more stuff.
Well, but here's a real truth. I know it's crazy, right? It's like business cards. I do speaking engagement and and I give out hundreds of business cards, and I'll just leave them where people can grab them. And people always are like, man, aren't you worried? I'm like, worried about what? Aren't you worried that you're like not going to have time to respond to everybody? I'm like, no, because I know the reality is that there's so much friction for people to make the first step. So much like mental, emotional friction that we carry that very, very few people ever will. Like 1 in 100. Yes, that's what we're all about, building other people up. But 1 in 100 will actually say, you know what, I'm going to call that dummy. I heard him talk. I'm going to DM him. I'm going to take him up on that. And it ain't because they're less than. It's just because life, right? They've got everything else going on. They got too much happening. But at some point, right, it's really about planting the seed that I'm here to serve. And at the right time, there's going to be a click in somebody's mind and say, you know what? That handsome devil that was on Jax's live stream, I need to DM him because he said something that stuck with me and maybe he can help. And so that's just the way it is. So few people are in a position to actually take the action right now. But when they start getting close enough, hit me up. I'll push you over the edge. Some people say I throw them over the edge, but you know.
Or maybe they were waiting to be tossed anyways. That's why they came to you, right?
Yeah.
Jesse, I knew the time on stage was going to go so fast with you. I mean, I think we could sit and talk for hours again. I really am so thankful you said yes. And there was no hesitation when I asked you to. I'm just like, what's the chance? He's probably booked out way down the road. He's like, yep, I can do it. And I'll do it that night. And I'm like, awesome.
Oh, yeah, it was perfect timing, actually.
Oh, I love it so much. I am so looking forward to being your guest. I already got you booked and everything. I'm so excited. Is there one last thing you want to leave the viewers, anybody that's watching replay before you head off stage?
Yes, I want everybody watching now live and watching the replay to know that you are enough and you have a gift and talent. Share it with somebody. That's it. Share it with somebody.
I love that. I love that. And you shared tonight and you gave us the energy. You matched my energy. I love that. But you lit up the comments. We have people that literally are so thankful that you said that. And there are so many other people watching that will never write a comment. They will never DM you, but they heard your story and they will know that they're enough just because of those words. Thank you, my friend. We will talk very soon, okay? Have a super great rest of your night. Stay warm.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Jesse. Aw, how cool was that? Like, sometimes you think you know somebody and then you hear a few extra things and it's like, whoa, how did we not know each other better than that just from tonight? I mean, that's the cool thing is like when you just keep in your lane, when you're just like, I'm just going to do the people I already know. I already got my friends. I got enough family. I'm busy enough with my work colleagues. I don't need to meet anybody else. You are holding yourself back. Because I promise you, some of the people you believe in and that you think are going to be your supporters are going to turn on you when they have issues. They are not going to always be there when you're in the depths of your despair, when you are struggling, when you are maybe rising. Some people don't like to see other people win. Your current circle may not be your same circle in the next 6 weeks, 2 years, 10 years. Learning who new people are and being able to open up that circle. It's not about like, oh, I need all these friends. I need all these followers. I need all these people. It's more, I need supportive people and I need to know more about what goes on in this world through other people's eyes. And that's how we rise up. Now, talking about rise up, I mean, there's this guy that's hanging out backstage that has risen to the top of Amazon. Pop star on my show. Who gets that? Isn't that so cool? Guys, I want to introduce you to the one, the only, the amazing Willie J. Are you ready for him? Here he comes.
Hey.
How are you?
Hello, everybody. Hello, all. It's good to be here. And thanks for having me.
Thank you for having the time to do this because as we were ending the backroom stuff before we went live, I'm like, do you ever sleep? And he's like, everybody asks me this, but we don't think you do. I mean, Willie, it's been a couple of years now. We were in this book.
Ah, yes.
We were in this book together. So
classic
we're
stuff. Yes.
And hearing your a little bit about you during the writing of it, I'm just like, oh yeah, he's pretty cool. Yeah. He does this and this. And then it's like reading your story and then seeing this book drop and seeing this music come out. And I'm like, whoa, artistry. I mean, you are not just a one-lane artist. You are just so much. You're hitting it from all the senses. So the people that aren't into reading, They can listen to musically. You can lift people up, Willie J. I love it. I love it.
I
Thank you.
try.
Oh,
Thank you.
well, I want to hand the mic to you real soon too, but we got to get through those questions because people need to get to see
Let's
this other
go.
side of Willie J. Are you ready? Okay.
Absolutely.
If you
Yes.
have if
Yes.
you have never followed Willie J, for some reason he's got like
Oh.
these gazillion trillion million people on Instagram, but his LinkedIn is kind of small. So I don't know if you keep it that way specifically or not, but you need to follow him and go check out some of his magazine cover after top hit after book going to number one and all the cool things he does with his business as well. So
Oh man.
even with all of that, you got to think about what are you the most proudest of, or what are something you're proud enough of that you want to share with our listeners tonight, Willie J. Two things.
Oh man. I'm just grateful to be here, first of all. I'm
Mm,
practicing more gratitude in this new year of 2026, a year of growth and new beginnings, endings, right? Now, that's life, such as life, right?
mhm.
I'm just grateful here, man. And Jesse was, he had some great energy, man. I couldn't relate to both of you guys. And that last piece that you said before you brought me on, and that is some introduction you gave me. Oh, wow.
Mhm. It is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm very humbled by that. Very humbled by that. And we're just trying to grow better. I think just understanding that it's okay to fail forward, learn, unlearn, relearn, to grow in imperfection, because there's no such thing as perfection. So I think to understand that dichotomy and to be ever growing in practice, because every day, right? Each day is a life as a practice, and we all practice various things. And me, the reason growth is so valuable, I believe, it's essentially because, growth is scary because sometimes because it requires change. It requires a shift, a mind shift in the mind, right? A a daily grind, a daily bread, if you will, right? Is that version, that last piece you said, like 6 weeks from now, you could be, looking at someone or something, and it becomes a fond memory, or at least we hope that that's what it is, right? But yeah, just excited about life and my baby girl, my daughter, Jasmine, my beautiful daughter. She just
Oh,
turned, she's 20 years old today. So
happy for
I'm
you did this on
grateful.
her birthday.
Yeah, I'm grateful, and I want to shout her out and
Oh,
have a
should
lot of,
should the pop
yeah.
star sing happy birthday to his daughter on live show?
I already done that,
Oh,
actually.
darn it.
I beat you to it. Yeah. So we're grateful for that, right? And just each moment. Sometimes we take each breath is a gift from God, right? And I'm learning to do that. So yes, I do sleep for that reason. And there was a time where I didn't sleep. So I'm grateful to I'm evolving. I'm getting better. I'm growing more in the aspect of being able to integrate a lot of tasks at one time. So it's seemingly it comes off that I don't sleep, but no, I actually do sleep. I think it's one of these things. I think you can be at rest mentally so much, right? That no matter what's going on, beyond the surface, on the surface, beneath the surface, you have found this place of rest in who you are and being and becoming more of that. One moment at a time, one breath at a time, one blink at a time. And I didn't always have that together. And we're growing in that. So I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful for all of you guys and for everyone who supported uh, my last two records. And there's no way I could, I have so many moments. It's hard to say what I'm grateful for, right? But I think we should stay current, maybe in this aspect of now, right? We've been talking about now, and you take advantage of now you want. So I think we'll deal with now in the most recent release of Christmas record. And it was not like a jingle goes, but it was around that time of
Nice.
season, the holiday season, a very popular time of the year, right? And I'm grateful that
Mm,
couldn't imagine breast cancer awareness, that
so cool.
people showed up. And I mean, I love showing up for people, but I have to say that I'm very grateful for that.
So,
Sometimes we take it for granted, that everyone's getting to live this type of life that we're all blessed to live, right?
mm, yeah.
And so I'm growing in that, and I'm just grateful. And you guys helped to shoot it up to the charts, number one on pop charts, multiple charts with people like Taylor Swift. And the crazy part is, I just feel like I'm being myself. These are songs I sing in my private, and
Oh,
when no one else is looking, you know.
really?
And yeah, so I'm at rest. I think I'm growing in resting and possessing. There's a difference. There's a dichotomy.
That's so cool.
And so I'm growing with the flow, you
You
know?
know, it is, when you got us in the back room, the first thing I said to you was that you were just so humble. And
Me?
yeah, and it's like even
Oh,
just your answer right now, Willie, it's like I'm like two things you're proud of, and you're talking about your daughter and you're talking about, the people supporting you and this, and I'm like, you were like GQ and you were all these different magazine covers. I'm like, which one is he gonna talk about?
I try not to even pay a lot of attention to
Oh,
a lot of the accolades, but to rather allow it to inspire me to become a better version, and to use that as a voice to amplify, what what our philosophy is at PME, empowering people, changing lives. So I think I'm more focused on that when I go before I go into the studio or write a book. And thank you guys for 2.0 Never Stop Winning. I know that's probably like number three. You only had
oh,
two. So oh my
no.
God.
And I was just going
Sorry
to say,
about
how
that.
many total books? Because I've got Never Stop Winning on my phone. How many books total now?
It's about 13. Yeah. Yeah.
And Nick said you
So
were in the first legacy that she had. I
yes.
I've
Nick
got
is
I've
yeah,
got to go back and read it. For some reason, I didn't connect
yeah,
with you were in it because I was in the second legacy, and so
absolutely.
we missed each other in that. But we're always in the one book together at least. Oh,
Absolutely. A
Willie
classic.
D,
Yeah.
it's so good. Like, you said that you're still working on a few other things and stuff too, but what is one thing that you really feel like you are growing in still? Because I mean, you could just walk away and say, "Yep, I got my number one. I beat Taylor Swift on the pop charts." Bye. But you don't. You're still growing. You're hustling. In your books, you talk
Yeah.
about you're using these
Yeah.
skills that you have. What is something you're still growing in, though?
Oh my God. I think I'm growing in everything that that I've grown into thus far. I think that's what growth is. But that one thing I'll say is learning to compartmentalize it. You know, maybe uh, I don't know, prioritizing a little bit better. Some people think it's flawless, but I don't. Um, I think it's a cool thing. I think it's awesome juice to be your worst critic, but I think to make sure it's in a healthy manner. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like,
very much.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And so I guess to learn how to kind of slow down at times a little better. And I'm getting better, trust me.
I
But
love that.
so right. So yeah, I would say that more rest. I found a good resting place thus far. The
Good.
God within. That's why I always say God is paramount from the inside out. And to understand that winning isn't perfect, and to allow time and breath for I'm cool with failure, but to allow time for grieving sometimes, because there's a lot of people, a lot
Yes.
of loved ones that I've
Yeah.
said goodbye to recently. Yeah.
Oh,
So
thank
maybe
you.
maybe getting better at that,
You
resting in
know,
that.
I appreciate that so much that you acknowledge that because, when I opened the show, I talked about how much anger and violence is going on, and people are getting confused and people are starting to grieve for people they don't even know because it's
Yeah.
becoming more apparent how people are being treated, not just in our country, but across the world. And some of those real life situations have been going on for decades and centuries, and we haven't all been aware of that. We haven't all acknowledged so much of the damage and the destruction. And I work a lot in my day job. I work a lot with kiddos that generally have a parent that's incarcerated, and they themselves are getting in trouble on the streets. They are using weapons, they are breaking the laws, they are doing things that are leading them down the exact same road, potentially, that their older brothers, their dads. And it's almost like a pre-grief. It's like, how can we reach out to them when we know there's so much potential in them? And I think about you being a leader, Willie, you using not just your artistic talents, but the words that you use that aren't some of the things that are in some of the other music songs that our young kids listen to. You're writing real books. I mean, our kiddos today are not reading real books. I mean, they are focusing on, you know, all the social media. They're focusing on doing their own music or listening to music. They're focusing on video games. They're not reading like they used to, or like at least I escaped from books when I was younger. But when they see somebody like you, top charts, top bestseller, writing books, that's going to change lives and get them out of some of the situations like this. And so I hope you don't mind, but sometimes I might reference you a little bit, because when I hear kids saying, you know, I don't need to read, or I don't need to do this, and I'm like, but you said you want to be a rap star. Do you know? Do you even know how to get there?
Absolutely. Right. Right. You have to have a vocabulary to begin with.
Oh, yes. And you have to want to use those vocabulary words. You have to want to say, my words are just as important as yours, even though I'm a kid, even though I've been told I'm not as worthy or this or that. And thank you for acknowledging that. So I know you travel a lot with all your shows and business and all the things, but if you could go anywhere right now, my friend, where would you take off to?
Right now? Oh man, I really think I would go to Italy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Have you been there yet?
Yeah, more like Barcelona, more like Spain. Barcelona. Yeah.
Oh.
Barcelona.
You know, they're close enough. You could probably make that into one trip if you wanted to.
I think so. Yeah.
Is it there's something special over there, or is it something more about like the history or the food or something?
Yes, some of the food and just the energy and the landscape. Yes.
I love that. You know, Italy was never on my bucket list until probably about maybe 3-4 years ago. And so I hope you get to both Italy, Spain, all the places that you want to. Yeah. And I love being able to have people realize that the world is so much bigger when we do get to travel and we get to see all that. But enough about that. I want to turn the show over to you, Willie J, and really have you talk about what do you want people to hear from you specifically tonight? What are some things you want to drop for everybody? And I know you've got more music coming out. You've got more books coming out. If there's any more you want to talk about, you are on, my friend. It is all about you.
Oh man, I'm so elated and humbled once again. Definitely thank you for the moment. And I just want to say, hey, you know, it's okay, first and foremost, you know. I think why we do what we do is the most essential and significant thing, as opposed to what we're doing. Because there are a lot of people doing a lot of things, but what are those things exactly, right? Mm-hmm. You know, so I'm learning to grow more in the why and to just take time to reflect. If there's a word that I can think of right now, would be, you know, we're very flexible. You have to be very flexible to juggle a lot. And my life is like I don't know, somewhat of an assembly line, like integrated tasks, you know, working together to get this certain. Absorb a lot of that synergy, right? And energy that creates a synergy is from the Y factor. You know?
Are you getting a phone call or something, Willie J? You just disappeared on us, but we can still hear you. So I don't know if it's like a phone call coming in or something.
Oh.
I can hear you. You keep rolling. You were in such deep talk.
Let me see here. Wow. Our microphone's changed here. Can you hear me?
I can totally hear you, but I can't see you.
Okay. Let me see here. This is very interesting here.
I know, right? It was like you were in deep discussion and boom, you blacked out
Let
on
me come
us.
back in.
Sounds good. Willie will be right back in. If you are new to Just Jackson Guest, Willie J is our second guest of the night. We had Jesse Hernandez earlier, 2 guests almost every time. We love you being here. We love you catching the replay because you get
There
to
it
learn
is.
from amazing people. And he's back. Look at him go.
Whoa. Wow.
And it didn't happen when you were the little tiny pitcher. It was when you were the big one, right?
Oh my God. I'm like, do we have extra company or what's going on? Did Mars tune in and Jupiter?
They're
Oh
like,
my
he's had
goodness.
his time on stage. We're pulling him right off.
Wow. There's a first time for everything. Oh my God. You gotta love it, right?
Yes.
Enjoy it and laugh. I'm laughing more too in 2026 too.
I love that because
Laughter is
you're bringing smiles to other people's face with, the music, the all the cool things, and it's like you
thank you.
deserve that same laughter and joy, and not just the hustle. So, okay, I'm
Yeah.
gonna let you keep talking.
Okay, yeah, and I think it's the passion. It's the passion that drives it fuels the purpose-driven mindset that we have, where the resilience is brilliance quotes that you know me for. It's not so much just from an intellectual standpoint, but it is a mindset, which is a way of life. And what I want people to get from love songs and songs about life and couldn't imagine these are my first vertically speaking, personal love songs to the
Mm,
creator, God. And then horizontally is to, your significant other, that person that you express that love. So now you're loving from that space, from within, and and then goes vertical, then it overflows here horizontally. So that's what I want people to get from Couldn't Imagine, and songs like Without You. We dedicated that to, I believe, human trafficking and child trafficking. I have that shirt on, by the way. Coming
oh,
to a theater near you, okay? The merch store is coming. Yeah, and thank you guys again, but without you, there's this new hope, new love feel, and that's what we're really pushing. As long as everything is done in love, like whether it's books and never stop winning just simply means never stop growing and becoming your best version. I just want you to know this Willie J that you see now is still being and becoming. As
mm,
long as there's breath and and oxygen, right? As long as we have that, the blood running warm in our veins, I'm just, I'm trying to grow in that. Just know I'm that individual that's enjoying, and I'm learning how to finally, just like Jesse, in a different way. I remember talking to another life coach from the Maxwell team, and he said, "Really, do you ever take time to celebrate?" I said, "You know what? I've gotten a lot better with that." So I'm learning. This is what I said that to say this. Maybe you guys need to hear that. It's okay. It's okay to celebrate yourself and others. Of course, you celebrate others, but that's obvious. But sometimes I learned sometimes the most difficult thing, the easy part is serving others to me, right?
mm,
That's because that's what we do. That's our climate, mental climate, our mindset. But sometimes I find it a little, a little difficult at times, Jackie,
mm.
when it comes to I used to be horrible at celebrating moments, even though they create momentum, right? Take the off of that word momentum, right? And you have a moment. So I think I'm growing in learning to cherish every moment. And there are no small blessings, there are no
Mm.
bigger blessings than others, in my opinion. And we're grateful, right? But I like to treat every blessing, give it that proper gratitude and appreciation. And I'm growing in that, so, and I'm celebrating. And then I think then from that space, I learned how to celebrate it better. And they said, take the small trophies. I remember hearing that many years back. And I said, oh, I said, no, I really don't take that type of time because
Mm.
I'm too busy going on to the next thing. and having a great team. Salute to the team. Teamwork makes the dream work. Your dream is only as strong as the team that supports it, and it has to be fueled by your passion, right?
Yes.
Passion is our gasoline. It fuels our authentic, God-given purpose. And you can't go buy passion in the store. You know, that's why I ran into an individual that had a library of books, but then I'm like, okay, you have to read the information. I don't want people to just read it, like applicate it, because knowledge without application is not power. And no disrespect to the four founders that, that's a beautiful quote, but there's some internal nuances there and some conditions. So that's what I want people to take away, that I am striving each day to grow with whatever God's flow is, and to enjoy every moment like it's my last, growing every day like it's my last. And even with the number ones, I let that fuel me to say, okay, now I need to get better. Now I got to get better. And I can help, because the better I become, Jackie, I can help other people become better at what they're doing. Their
Can
craft.
lift them right up.
And I can lift them right up. So I think I'm celebrating more of my president, being able to help him do a book. And that was one of his dreams, I found out, and he became a number one international bestseller. So I think I like that. And now I'm looking forward to dropping more artists through PME. Right now we have some amazing, musicians and producers and, Grammy Award, multi-platinum people that's not just wearing a number or a title, but they're living up to, you know what I mean? Because, sometimes that stuff alone, it doesn't give us the right depiction of who that artist truly is and what that, or, what that music really is. So I think I want people to know this is really how I feel. This is really my philosophy. And I love AI leveraging, for business, right? But it's important not to lose our souls and innovative, creative juices. So I'm old school with that. Sorry.
Me too.
I don't think us humans should be competing with robots on charts and stuff. But hey, who am I? So I would say it's okay not just celebrate you, but then you do celebrate being authentic and authentically you. I think this is what I enjoy the most. Accolades can come and go, right? And we're building legacy, but I think the greatest legacy I want to leave humanity is this. If it was my last day, I would say enjoy every moment. Be happy on purpose. Don't wait for things or outcomes or people or relationships. Even learn to have a relationship with yourself first and God, right? But you.
Yes.
And I think I spent some years. That's what people don't know about me. Before we really launched, there was so much preparation. That's why I say preparation before destination. It's because
You've done it.
yeah, and guess what? It's steadily happening on each level. There's never going to be this gray area where, oh, I've arrived. No, you're winning to win again. You're growing to grow again. And there's no I'm there. There's never a I'm there.
I love
I'm just
that.
here now and
So-
grateful now.
So much great stuff that you shared, Willie. A couple things that I really want to make sure people understand is that, you didn't just throw out these books. You didn't just throw out these number ones because somebody really liked you or you paid somebody off. You were literally using your brain to so much capacity. And so many of us fill our brain with that negativity, that self-doubt, that, I'm not going to do good enough. And that's when they don't succeed. It's not that, what I heard from you is that you want to fill today, but then you want to go forward and you want to go forward. You're not stopping. And that's what I think sometimes our human capacity forgets, is that there's no end goal. There's no end goal other than to be at peace and be happy, but you can still learn and create. Before we end the show, I've got to acknowledge how cool it is. And thank you guys all for being part of this show tonight. I mean, we have amazing speakers. We got great people in the comments, so many people hyping you guys up.
Awesome.
Gotta
Awesome.
acknowledge what you have underneath your name, Willie J. Creating
Oh man.
hope. That
Creating
hits,
hope.
it hits me.
Yes.
I,
Yeah.
I think that is the ultimate reason we have the violence, we have the self-destruction, we have the broken
Yeah.
relationships, we have the all the things is because we don't see the hope in anything anymore. So we get angry, we get anxious, we get all
Yeah.
the things, and then we start blaming, and then we start doing all the icky stuff.
Yeah.
When we have hope, anything is possible, and we need
Yeah.
more strong men like you to use those words
Oh,
to our younger people, my dear. And that's where the change happens. Because I can say it all day,
yeah.
but honey, I'm a white
Yeah.
woman. I've been there, done that. They're kind of over it.
Oh boy. I love that part of my voice too. I know what you're saying. Like what I did get to say, another thing I'm grateful for is to find out that our music is being in books are being read and played in the biggest prison facilities all over the world, from here to South Africa, all over the states. And I just found out through JPay, and this prisoner that had life reached out somehow and got to me, and I got to talk and said, "Hey, just want to let you know your music, we love it in here, and it gives us hope." So I'm celebrating that type of stuff.
I
You
am
know,
all for that.
life. Yeah. And I had no clue. It's like, oh wow. Hmm.
I think we said this with Jesse. You don't know who is watching, you don't know who is
Yeah.
listening, but I
Yeah.
guarantee we are more alike than any of us are different, and
There we are.
we
There
can
we are.
impact people in the most positive ways. The media wants to show
Yeah.
us all the bad stuff. Our friends
That's
want
right.
to complain all the time, or these people want to do all the negative. We can
Yeah.
do the positive. We can give that hope to other people immediately. Willie
Absolutely.
J, I cannot thank you enough for spending time with us. I
Thanks for
cannot
having me.
wait
Thanks
to
for
read
having
more of your books, and I can't wait to listen to more of your music and watch you elevate your other artists and just see where you take everything.
Yeah.
If there's anything I can do at any time to help spread your word, you just say it. Just say it. my
It's
friend.
all good. It's all good. The new book coming is poetry. It's called Goodbye Past, Hello Future. Okay. That is going back to the origins of when I was facing prison time and I got out and got to see my daughter born. Right. And I started writing, and my mom told me I would do something great. So now we're here. You know, we've done the personal development books and stuff, but here, this is like,
It's
over
raw.
100. It's
It's
raw
raw.
poetry there, and it's dropping soon. So look out for that. And
Cool.
the new single, love single called Thinking, featuring four-time Grammy nominated, #1 recent Billboard single artist, and singer, amazing Marcus Cole. He's on my next record.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. You're
Yeah.
amazing. Guys,
Thank
follow
you.
this
You're
man,
amazing.
follow Jesse, check out their YouTube channels, all the things, because these are the humans you want to be connected with. Willie J, a million thanks. Thank you, my friend. We'll
Thank
talk
you.
soon, okay?
Peace.
Oh, I cut him off while he was saying blessing of all the things to cut somebody off with. Guys, Willie J just blessed you and I cut him off. I tell you, oh, thank you all for being here, supporting two amazing humans, especially when you could be doing anything else you wanted tonight. You were here, you supported, and I know I am so filled with hope. I've got so much energy right now. I'm like all jazzed. I'm like, oh, I need to talk to Jesse about this. Willie J, I want to support him in this area, because that's what this is all about. We are better together. We are better together. Don't ever forget that. I hope you follow along. Go subscribe to our newsletters. Jesse has one. I have one. Go follow them on YouTube. Make sure that you're checking out Leah Garcia's show on Wednesday at 1. We're talking how those dating and relationships can suck your money out of you. Follow along with Wishful Wednesday, which will be the end of February and the end of April with Amy and Kinsey and I. Make sure you get those tickets for the virtual wellness experience. It's coming up in March, guys. Lots of cool stuff coming up. Elevate yourself, like Willie J talked about, like Jesse talked about. Keep moving forward. You don't need to worry about the ick in the back. You deserve to go forward. Guys, thank you all for being here. I appreciate you guys more than you know. I appreciate the guests that are willing to take the time to be on here. Y'all you fill my hope. So thank you guys so much. We are going to roll the outro, and then we are going to just think about ways we can lift each other up more. Thank you guys.
Yeah, let's go. Oh, yeah. never a choice. Restorative justice, repair what was torn. Conflict resolution, new trust can be born. Family unification, bring loved ones back. Hosting just jacks, we stay on that track.